Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rob Cameronport, and welcome to the 5th episode of RK Leadership. Today, I will be discussing the second part of engagement, which will include recognition and team building. An important aspect of leadership when it comes down to creating an engaged team is spending face time with your employee. I hear we work in a fast-paced environment, and I have meetings all day, blah, blah, blah. You need to manage your time. You need to learn how to delegate. And you need to learn how to say no at times with tasks that don't add value or that you might not add value to that task. Some of those examples might be some meetings that don't require your input, your direction, or your decision, etc. Being a type of leader that laughs with their employees, grabbing a cup of coffee or lunch goes a long way in terms of building trust and building engagement. Remember that you're a human being just like your employees. And just as much as you would enjoy that with your leaders, your employees feel the same way. People want to feel important. They want to feel valued and appreciated just like you do. Your title doesn't dictate who you are. However, you need to be consistent in your approach. A leader should not lock himself or herself up in the office all day. You need to show people that you care, and you need to walk the talk. All right, let's talk about recognition and rewards now. Another important aspect of engagement is recognition and rewards. People think that recognition has to always be monetary. However, this is not the case, as studies have shown money is just a temporary satisfaction. As I discussed in my previous videos as well, there's various forms of recognition, and you as a leader need to be creative and come up with ideas to recognize and reward your teams and its members. Most times, a simple thank you goes a long way, but keep in mind that the recognition has to be timely and specific. So what do I mean by that? Don't wait till the end of the year to thank John or Jill for the project that they've completed successfully. Make sure that you thank them right away, right after the project is completed, or if they've hit a milestone. Share the story with your team and be specific on the accomplishment. When I conduct my one-on-ones with my employees at the beginning of my role, there's a lot of people complaining about the lack of recognition or that they don't feel appreciated, and that's an issue. I took it upon myself to come up with a few methods to recognize people that go well above and beyond in their roles. I will now share some of those methods with you. One idea that I developed and implemented was the above and beyond award, where every month I ask my supervisors on each team to nominate an employee who went above and beyond on their team, and they required to justify the why and how. This was also a strategic way to force the supervisors to pay attention to their teams on a regular basis and see what their teams were working on. How engaged were they? Where are their strengths and weaknesses? And learn how to communicate effectively. We also allowed their peers to nominate each other. If someone saw their colleague go above and beyond, they had an opportunity to communicate that to the supervisor and include them as a part of the nomination. I also relinquished the authority to make this decision so that people weren't thinking I was playing favoritisms. If an employee received this award on multiple occasions, some people can think, Rob is playing favoritism for this individual, and I did not want that to happen. And that's very important. So again, you have to relinquish some of those decision makings and authority to your supervisors and employees as well. Enable them and empower them. That's a better way to put it. So at the end of the year, I would tally up those who were the top one or two people, and they would receive a small gift card from myself to show as a token of my appreciation. There was also cases where I wrote employees thank you letters on a company letterhead, and I included the specific project they completed, where they saved time, money, or just went above and beyond to ensure that the company was successful. This method is useful in a larger organization, and it can be presented in interviews as you apply for higher roles. But also you can take this if you ever work in even a smaller company, you can use it for the next company that you apply for and present it during the interview as well. Another idea, again, in a large organization, is that I wrote an article on the company's intranet and thanked every individual working on a complex project that we executed successfully. I explained the scope and the complexity of the project and the impact it had, and in how everyone stepped up to ensure that we achieved success. I received a lot of positive feedback for doing this, and even up to the level of my executives that read the article. The next idea I have doesn't pertain to recognition per se. I get everyone's birthdays and I populate it into my calendar at the beginning when I start my my role as a leader in their team. And when it comes down to when I see their birthdays on the calendar that's coming up, I'll get each employee a birthday card, and I'll include a small gift from Tim Hortons, Starbucks, etc. on their birthdays. Again, it doesn't have to be a grand or expensive. However, people feel appreciated, and I've received a lot of feedback, positive feedback for this one as well. In the next section, I want to talk about team building. This is a very easy concept, and the benefits are tremendous. You do not require to do this on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and even if you set it up on a quarterly basis, that will suffice. But you need to be consistent. That's the important piece. You can easily delegate this task to someone or set up a small team and call it the team building committee and let them organize it just like a project. You can try outings such as bowling, axe throwing, dinners, baseball, hockey games, or setting up your own softball game during the summer, etc. Again, try to be creative, try to do something different, but you can listen to your team and see what they want to do and kind of cater it to them. This is about your team again. It's not about you. There's a ton of ideas. You just need to execute it. This is important because it gives you and your team an opportunity to meet outside the work environment and get to know each other on a different level and not talk shop. This helps teams bond, build trust, and relationships. And by that, I mean professional relationships. Remember that it's vital that you as a leader show up to these outings as well and interact with your teams and let them get to know you as well. That's important in terms of, again, building that relationship and trust. And you can also use these outings to celebrate wins, big or small. So that's all I had for this episode. That will wrap it up for part 2 of the engagement piece. And please stay tuned for my weekly videos where I will be discussing the various areas of leadership in greater detail to help you become a successful leader. I greatly appreciate your time, and please subscribe to my channel if you found it useful, or send me your comments, questions, and feedback. Remember that you don't need a title to lead. A title doesn't make you a leader. So go out there and practice your leadership skills. Till next time, bye everyone.